All right, just gonna maneuver a little bit. That's my couch bed. All right. I should probably do this. Give me a second. I'm trying to be theatrical, I guess, and set the ambiance. But I said I was gonna try to go live as much as possible because I like to go live. So yesterday we talked about, the family structure. Today I want to talk about common sense, just having common sense when we read the scripts. So hold on, let me move this around. So I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold up. My kid's back, so maybe a lot of noise in the near future. I don't know if that's any better. Kind of worse, ain't it? Whatever. Whatever. Right. Maybe if I angle it. Whatever. Anyways, let's get into a couple of things. That's really common sense. Shalom was good. We just talking, man. Open discussion. I'm not nobody. So whatever I say, you can either laugh at it or make a comment. It don't matter. I ain't got nothing profound. I'm just want to talk because what I see is the lack of common sense in Israel. Things that should be normal for people who doesn't seem to be normal anymore for whatever reason that is. But yeah, people ain't normal. People are not using their brain when we read the scriptures, and it's weird because now it's not really weird because I know what it is. For a lot of brothers and sisters, it's still a religion, a religious thing, and when things are religious, you kind of you kind of just mindlessly just go with the flow and not really allow yourself to make rational decisions. And a lot of brothers and sisters is really falling subject to just plain old not using their brain. Hold on, let me turn this air on. So one of the things is, with the whole um the idea that women can't teach or women shouldn't teach. And my whole thing on that is from just a common sense perspective is everybody teaches. So it's kind of hard. So then the point is, are we saying that they can teach? They can teach certain things, but they can't teach the scripture. And that still kind of is not really logical because uh the sisters are learning the scriptures. So the things they learn, they have to teach. They will end up teaching somebody. I mean, I don't really get the whole idea that women shouldn't teach. Now, if you putting yourself above a man and authority over the body, and you saying what you saying is 100% the fact of the matter, and you kind of taking over this, and this is the whole idea with that. And the reason why to me it's a problem, not really a problem, but I don't think people really thinking about this logically, because how we look at our elders. Okay, well, that's really going to the same thing, because if they can't teach but they can preach, it's kind of still not it really wouldn't still make any sense. I'm gonna get to my point. So I think the way that we perceive how elders should be is off, to me, in the first place. To me, when I think of an elder, I think of somebody who is uh, rehearsed enough in the scriptures to be able to show me how to get back on track with the Most High, but also a person who is of age, a older type person who uh can hold on, an older person that can give you life lessons. Like I cannot call somebody who's I'm 30. I can't call nobody 29 my elder, because that's just not logical. I think we losing a lot of common sense with this thing. Uh, the fact that you can say that this guy, because he may be younger than you, you may be just coming into the truth at 40, and this brother is 25, been in the truth 10 years now. He's still not your elder. I mean, the sensible thing is to say he's a teacher, a teacher. He can be able to teach you. That's cool. I mean, anybody can learn from anybody. But to say that he's an elder because he know more scripture, or he know the doctrine that is being portrayed throughout whatever particular camp, that shouldn't make nobody no elder. And then eldership comes all authority over everything. When the scriptures say you have to be a servant to the people, you have to be um, an example. You have to just put forth an example to show everybody what they should do. So when the whole women shouldn't teach thing, it becomes a thing of, because the eldership is the basically the president. So when it's saying that a woman shouldn't teach, and people will disagree with it or agree with it, will disagree with it. They uh people who agree with it had this notion that they are putting themselves in an eldership type of role, and I don't think that's the case. I think that we kind of gotta have more leniency with the sisters on what they can teach. Actually, tell them what they can do, so it won't be a big hoopla on sisters teaching. We know everybody gets prideful. Everybody get in their own little world and think they somebody more than what they is. So with that, I wouldn't allow uh sisters to be over the camp. But I mean, if they feel like they want to talk about something, let them have a voice. You never know what can be brought forth. Like we read um Jacob's mother. She was able to bring forth the blessings that we are able to receive today, because she was the one who that the Most High chose. So you never know who gonna have something, and don't hearken too much on women not being able to speak. Just set some ground rules and say this is the idea of that, and this is what we mean when we read Paul. And then not having sisters be able to talk, I think that's pretty tough on them. A lot of them is kind of it's a lot of backlash with it, but I mean it's because people want to have a voice in this thing, man. This thing is the most uh, powerful thing we didn't came across. So we kind of gotta find a way to include everybody without uh, tearing people down, man, and not allowing them to have some type of vocal um, ability with the body, man. But if you can clearly see that this sister keep talking about, you know, she was ordained prophetess, and then yeah, she got to fall back because she got an agenda. But if somebody just genuinely want to say, raise their hand, they say I got this idea, or I have this vision, or whatever the case, want to bring that forth, I think that should be cool. I mean, that's just me. Um, just how I operate. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, I think there's a lot of common sense lacking. You can't even tell a person to tie their shoe up unless unless you give them a chapter and verse. So now you're looking for things in there that it's not going to be in there because it's not going to be specific. A lot of the laws just generalize a lot of things that encompass things. Let me see if I can think of an example. Okay, well, something like the food law. You say with the fish, scales and fins, that's good to go. So, do we have to name off every fish with scales and fins? No, it's a general thing. So we know if we see scales and fins, it's good to go. I'm just reading these comments on Facebook. But yeah, man, I think we gotta have more common sense with the thing. And that was just an example with the women teaching. You know, us not really being religious, man, and being more, because religious people are not about nothing outside of just being religious. Shalom was good. So we don't have to be, and the term religious is also a term that is kind of misscrewed. We kind of take that term and not really uh, look into things, like the whole Uncle Tom thing. Uncle Tom actually wasn't, you know, like you know, a brown nose type dude. He really wasn't. So, when you look more into the whole Uncle Tom thing, uh, and just me trying to make this point that, a lot of terms get uh hold on. A lot of terms we use really is not the exact or the proper way to use it. Like sarcasm. Sarcasm, if you look in the dictionary, it's not, we're not using it right. But everybody use it in the way we been showed how to use it. But it's, if you look at the definition, sarcasm doesn't mean in the way we use it. So yeah, man, I'm just pointing out, man, we gotta have common sense, man, with everything. And I know it's pretty tough for everybody trying to figure out this thing. It's tough for me, man, trying to figure out this thing. But I'm not gonna lose. I'm not. My common sense is not gonna leave me. I'm not gonna allow it to leave when dealing with the word. I mean, it helps me fulfill my duty more when I use common sense. So I encourage everybody to use common sense. Some things is just point blank. Use your brain. Think about it. You don't have to really break down these words in Hebrew or look into the concordance, but just have some sense, man. Just some sense, some sense, some sense. So uh earlier today, I worked out, man. I feel good. So that journey is still long. I really want to be back, man, to like um like maybe 2014, 2013. Really, man, I was feeling good about uh my appearance, and my spiritual was coming right behind it. So everything was I was younger, of course, but everything was lining up right. And you have to find, to be able to even have common sense in this thing, you got to find some peace. Because if you ain't got no peace, you're not even gonna use your brain right. So you got to find whatever lane you can, whatever lane you trying to occupy, and find peace in that lane so you can be able to function right. When you happy, you just able to do everything 10 times better. when when you don't have the burden of um, trying to do things that other people think you should do. That brings burdens. Uh, try to find a thing that you want to do for the Most High and just do it. Don't compare yourself to nobody. That gets stressful. That allow you not to use your brain because now you in competition with somebody who's not in competition with you. So you will never win that battle because they gonna always be striving to just be a better person, and you just trying to strive to be better than them on some carnal level. So I'm just trying to find any advice to give on that, man. Just find somewhere, man, and find that spot where you comfortable, and because ain't nothing worse than being salty and mad while you trying to serve the Most High. Like, and there's people like that, and then these people they be mad and salty trying to serve the Most High, and then they become a burden to you or a burden to somebody and a stumbling block, and now you done cause people to stumble. Uh, Indeed, sister. Uh, that is sister, right? Okay. Indeed, sister. Yeah, man. Just trying to help out as much as possible. I know sometimes it's good to talk to people who are down to earth and don't seem all high and mighty all the time, and who actually want to serve the Most High and want to do the right thing as much as possible. And you got to surround yourself around people who ain't always pretending. Don't pretend. I mean, even if yourself is a pretender and you know who you is, when you're around the brothers, you speak more Hebrew than a little bit, and you just over the top with it. Find a way to be comfortable where you don't have to do that. You don't have to consistently put on for who is you trying to show out for. So my advice, man, always, man, is find a comfortable spot with the Most High. Stay in that lane. Don't try to outdo nobody, even though whatever the case. I don't see nothing wrong with friendly competition, but when your thing is to start up a camp so you can outdo IUIC, that's retarded. Because everybody has their job to do, and you cannot. If your job is to try to take somebody else's job, how are you ever gonna get anywhere? If the Most High puts somebody in the spot, how you gonna take the Most High's plan and crumble it? So I think we kind of going against the Most High. We fighting against the Most High to try to be somebody. You can be somebody, but you don't have to put yourself in a situation where you trying to be somebody at the expense of somebody else. Just be comfortable in your lane, and that's all I really got to say on that. Really, just wanted to come on, man, and try to be more visual. Let's put up more visuals. Uh, we what we do here is we trying our best to try to stay grounded. When more people start, linking in with the body, egos start flaring. So what we do here, I think we do a good job of destroying all egos and letting everybody know that we here to do the Most High's will. And I'm not good at not being who I am. The only person I could be is me. So and who I am, man, I live on Earth, so I can't really lead this Earth in the sense of doing these extra things that you know that's not profitable to people or yourself. I think it's a real simple thing to just be positive, but without uh excuse me. Hold on, let me share the video. Already. But yeah, man, just y'all got to find a spot, man, and occupy that spot. Don't don't allow yourself to be a hypocrite. And that's what I try my best not to be. Occasionally I do be. It's just part of life. But I use enough common sense to see when I'm being a hypocrite. And I'm trying to share this video. What? All right, I'm back. So yeah, man. Today ain't nothing talking about too much of nothing, man. Just using common sense. We talked about how Paul wrote about the sisters being silent, and they can't be shut out completely because we're not allowing them to express their spiritual gifts. So you don't want to shut them out completely. I'm not into shutting them out at all, but I don't care what you do. Uh, and it works for me, but it may not work on your end. So, do whatever works on your end. But we allow the kids to speak. Everybody should have a voice, to because it's the thing, I think. It's the whole eldership thing. Shalom, sister. It's the idea of what an elder really is, man. I think we kind of got that backwards. An elder is not somebody who is king and lord over the congregation. And when we think that's the case, and then when we hear about a sister wanting to bring out a precept, we like, oh no, sister, you not Lord and kingship over the flock. So, because that's the whole idea of an elder for some. Mine is somebody who's showing me how to do the right things properly, and also somebody who is at a certain age range uh, that that has life experience. You cannot be an elder with no life experience. How if I'm 40 and you 25 and you know the scriptures front and back, but I come to you and I say, "Can you help me with my teenage daughter?" How could you help me with that? Because you don't have the experience to even, what advice could you give me that a man to man, another man, an older man can give a younger man? That makes no sense. So I'm not about to come to you about my daughter who's who's almost your age, and you give me advice on family oriented things, and you have no family. So I think that's how I look at an elder. So my elders know who they is. Hold on, I'm sharing this video. I didn't even post it yet. So that's all it is, man. This is a new segment I'm doing called, let the family speak. So, whoever want to talk about anything, we could talk about it. It's good to find some type of um, outlet. There's nobody wanting to do. Everybody want to be somebody so much that they don't care about nobody else. So, I always try to open myself up to be an outlet to as many people as possible. I'm not into telling people business because I think that's stupid, especially if they really confide in you and really want somebody just to hear them out. And sometimes I have no answers, but I still try to at least hear them out, and I think that's a good look too. But I don't think we have that. I mean, if we got it, it's not. They kind of hiding. All the people who want to be counselors and uh, um, spiritual. What do they call them? I don't want to use certain terms because people may feel offended. But what do they call these? spiritual, whatever. But anyways, people, man, who you can talk to. We can't even find that in the world. You try to talk to anybody, man, they ain't really trying to hear you. And sometimes you just want to vent. So that's the whole idea of let the family speak, is to if you want to vent, man, if you want to try to get some a guru, yeah, a guru, yeah, exactly. So that's the whole idea with this. So I'm gonna stay on as long as possible, man, to see if people want to talk about stuff. But yeah, man, we need people who just want to just conversate, and I think it's a brilliant idea. A lot of us, man, we still have issues from this world that we still living on. No matter what script you pull, you still gonna need somebody. A lot of people still need people to talk to, and just confide in, man, and just be somebody, just be a real listener instead of ready to bang the gavel on them. Go ahead. What you got? And the scriptures tell us that we can judge even the smallest matters. Paul said it. We need to get back to that old law. We had a lot of advisors back then, people you can go to and talk to. Man, the elders wasn't just they didn't just set up classes. Not saying it's a bad thing, but they didn't. We was in different position too, so it's not really all on the elders, but the elders of the church. It was more than one, more than a few, and they set up where that you can come and talk to them and deal with these matters, and they will make righteous judgments in these situations. But now we don't really have that. We have a bunch of people who studying precepts, and they not really good at giving earthly advice, man. I mean, the precepts be on point, but I'm asking you something specific in what I should do. Can you at least try to help me and not tell me to just keep the commandments and just fall back somewhere in a corner? That's not really giving no advice. It's easier to say, brother, I can't help you. I pray that somebody can help you. But to say, oh yeah, I got the answer, you just sit back and go sit in the corner somewhere and make sure your book is open at all times. That can be a burden, man. So you can't tell, uh, when people first coming into the truth, I think a lot of us kind of run people away because we become this person that is not reachable. We have to be somebody on earth because you walking on earth. When y'all start floating, then you can feel a little puffed up about yourself. It's a suffer not a wish to live. Does that mean not to bother trying to show them the living truth? No, that was actually they was saying get rid of the witches. Because they was soothsaying and doing all that the witchcraft all over the place. But now everybody got a lot more mercy, a lot more grace. So I wouldn't never try to get rid of nobody. So uh, with that, I mean, you say if you got a cousin who into that type of thing, I read Numbers 23:23, where nothing can really be against us. It's only the Most High who can really be against us. And them things really don't work. Them the voodoos and stuff don't work unless you allow it to work. But I would tell them, I'm like, look, you over here making this voodoo dolls, trying to get this brother who don't want nothing to do with you. You didn't put something in the spaghetti. You didn't put hair follicles on on his ash or smoke to try to get him to come over here. That's not gonna work. If what it's gonna do is gonna backfire, and it's gonna allow you to be opened up to all this spiritual influence for you to be controlled. So I mean, I wouldn't say that spiel, but I would tell them like, what? How hard is it for you to just uh I'm just assuming that not your scenario, but I'm just using a scenario because a lot of the cases that I hear about is always some sister or some brother wanting to get their ex back or whatever the case, and they get into all this voodoo hoodoo stuff. And I mean, that's another thing, man. Learn how to take an L. What's wrong with everybody? Why nobody can't take no L? I mean, I don't like taking L's, but I learn a lot from my L's. But yeah, I would tell them, man, like put that stuff down. You know, it's gonna work only on you. That's what I'll tell them. You're gonna look up, and then you ain't gonna be able to sleep at night because you're gonna feel people over your bed. That's what I tell them. It only gonna work on you. You trying to get this man back. He gonna be good. He gonna get two more girlfriends, but you gonna have some people over your bed. So you know, whatever. That's how I look at that. But it really was saying to get rid of them because they was into that. It was tearing. They was tearing us up. We was tearing each other up with that garbage, and we still do today. Hold on, just trying to share this again. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, we just have to live on Earth. We cannot leave this Earth. I don't know what's. A lot of us have a problem, coming into this truth and still being a human being. And then a lot of us fronting because we human beings at the crib that we get in front of everybody on the Shabbat, and then we just heavenly body angel that it don't exist outside the Shabbat. Now, if that was you every day, then that's you. But if you only this ultra instinct Moses on a Shabbat, but you you Krillin every rest of the week, I mean, then just be Krillin. Just be Krillin forever. Don't. That's a Dragon Ball Z references. Y'all gotta forgive me. But yeah, I mean, be who you is, and use yourself to. When I say be who you is, I'm not saying be that corruptible person. I'm saying be this new creature, and the whole idea of this new creature is to do things that you were not doing before, to be a true servant of the Most High. So I'm not telling you to go back and just be a wicked person. I'm saying that person that come out through that water as a new vessel, he has things he has to do. He has to keep these commandments now. He has to find a way to be overall righteous. He has to find a way to be a better person. And that person, you have to make sure that person is comfortable and happy throughout this walk as much as possible. Because outside of outside of us trying to be happy and comfortable in this walk, it's a lot of you're gonna have a lot of problems, and you're gonna cause a lot of problems for other people if you're not happy. I never seen nobody um happy and make other people miserable. I never seen somebody just so in tune and loving life, and they go out and just make everybody miserable. I have not seen that. I seen miserable people make other people miserable, but I have not seen somebody just full of joy and happiness cause so much drama for everybody. So anybody, and when everybody's, and this the honest truth, man, tax season, everybody happy. I mean, you can almost get a hug from somebody walking down the street. Uh, everybody's in that happy. I got some money in my pocket. I can go do the things I want to do for about a month or two. And that's the type of, if that's you, if around tax season is when you the happiest, then obviously this is not for you, because money make you happy. So you have to find a way, man, to be happy while you serve the Most High, and don't put no extra burdens on you. I think that's the reason why a lot of brothers and sisters, uh, not fall out of the truth, but come with these weird logics, man, on trying to just these weird things they coming up with to try to be somebody who they never was in the first place. So I would say, man, just try to be happy as possible. So again, this is just an open man forum, for everybody to come here if you want to chop it up. You ask me questions, I don't care, but it's for everybody to kind of vent if you want to, without go make you a what they call it, a burner account, and come back and tell me all and tell us all what you want to talk about. Just so somebody will have somebody to talk to. Me, I'ma just talk. So I'm gonna talk to whoever listening. So today, like I said, we're just gonna get into common sense. You say you feel celestial inside. You supposed to. We are we are not just flesh and blood. That's fact. Even if you look into certain sciences, it's they cannot understand how it's an electrical current. I don't know if y'all believe this or not, but it's like an electrical current that's in our body, electricity. And when the body leaves, that electricity leaves with it, but our organs and heart is still there. But it's a current that leaves our body when we die. So even they know it's something celestial about us. So about every person, and they can't wrap their head around it because they don't want to accept the fact that it's a soul. So we are connected outside of we are connected to something outside of us for sure. And I think now it's not even like a mystery anymore. You say so you want to fly out of here? What you mean? Oh, you saying like the Tower of Babel being like a proverb? Them trying to break through. I kind of see what you're saying. They trying to break through this shell and really just be that celestial type of being, maybe. Is that what you trying to get to? Spiritual when everything about them is comfortable and at peace. I feel a lot more spiritual when my house is clean. I feel a lot more spiritual uh, when the kids, everybody's in line, everybody's enjoying themselves. It's just more. I just feel more spiritual. I feel more spiritual when I go outside and see the sun. So if that's what you mean, but we can achieve this day-to-day spiritual gladness if that's what you asking about. I'm just trying to sum it all up because that's what I'm on. I want to be happy for the rest of my life. I know you're gonna have moments where you're gonna hit your big toe or your baby toe on the bed, and we know that's just gonna happen. Scriptures say it rain on just man on the righteous and a just and unjust man alike. I thought somebody's calling me, but so we're gonna have times where we're gonna be angry, but overall we should be happy, man. Find the happiness, and if you unhappy, and if it's due to a situation, try to find out how you can make happiness out of that situation. I'm just talking about like a lot of marriages are um, built off of business and not actual um, trust in each other, like real affection, which it is what it is. I don't know if oh man, I got How to Be Human 101 lessons and books coming out. You want to be human? I can show you. It's a joke. But I mean, what do you mean though? Like you cannot what? What's one of the things you can't do when you say you can't be human? Just be human. Oh no, I mean you don't have to just be human. You can't just be human because you're not just human. You type laugh. That's funny. But yeah, uh, y'all have to find some type of peace, man. And then with peace, You can enjoy other people even more. You can be able to be this light. I never seen no angry light. No angry people that's full of joy, and everybody can say, "Man, I love that dude." I it's hard for them. How can you be an angry person? Everybody saying they love you. How can somebody come to you or want to come to be around you if you're always angry? So we gotta find happiness, and that's my day-to-day thing, and I find it a lot because I'm not too high up on myself. Oh well, what you mean? Like somebody fall down the stairs and you laugh at them? Somebody slip on some ice and you laugh at them? I think everybody kind of. I mean, it's not. I can't say it's not evil, but it's not. It's not that serious. Where you want to. Oh no, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Nah, I take no pleasure in seeing nobody perish. Poverty. Well, it's a lot of people who look at poverty as a personal choice. So, a lot of people do laugh at us for that, but I don't know if I'm really following you. Trying to follow exactly where you're coming from. Okay. So yeah, okay. Uh yeah, so anybody got anything they want to discuss, man? I'm just here, you know, to let the family speak. I gotta give me some background music, some startup music. Oh, well, no, man. I I be trying to be at peace too. I catch myself being around the house, chilling, enjoying myself, and I always think about like something I read or something that had happened before, and I say to myself like, man, there's some people who can't laugh right now. They can't find no type of peace, and then I always kind of fall back and try to you know uh, put myself in a position where I kind of feel their pain and want to accept their pain, so I can, not forget about. We cannot never forget. It say remember the days of old. So, oh, camping, church bashing. Oh, that's gonna be forever because everybody want to outdo each other. I think a lot of brothers who not in camps, they may bash and talk about everybody. Uh, they may bash and talk about everybody, not because they hate the camps. I think because either they don't have the means to want to be a part of it, or they don't have the means to be as productive, or they're not even Israel. So a lot of people, man, being Israelite is not something that uh is not being an Israelite is it comes with a lot of stipulations, and one of them is being kind-hearted, being helpful. So I mean, you can say you're Israelite all you want to, but you're not. If you consistently bashing, now there's a difference between bashing and correcting. which I think we get that line very misconstrued. That line is doing the whatever. That's a very wiggly line, but uh, yeah, it's always gonna be that. And then when it happens to you, you got to know that maybe you're doing something right or maybe you're doing something wrong. So don't think that just because somebody is bashing you or coming against you, that you on track. You kind of got to look at yourself too. So I look at both sides of that. People talking about camps. I'm saying, then what are you doing? But then on the other side, I say, well, is the camp really doing what they say they're gonna do? So it depends on the situation. But a lot of times it just be people just who was with the camp and they're not with the camp, and they kind of fall off. But I'm not into camp bashing or church bashing. I'm not into bashing at all. How do we find peace? Oh man, how do we find peace? It depends on what you really think uh, you're supposed to be doing. First, you got to really find out. To me, try to find out what you really are, what you really want to do. And once you find out what you really want to do, you have to find a way. I mean, I all I could do is talk about how I found my peace and and with my mission. And my peace came from me accepting that this is something bigger than me, and I have a role to play in this thing. And my role may not be where I want it to be, but it's always gonna be where it should be at the moment, I think. And being at peace with that, and then with that, you have to live life. I mean, go outside, man, walk around, talk, take your family to the park, do peaceable things. And I think that's how you find peace. And then you look back, you say, well, my life really ain't that tough. Now I don't know your people's certain particular scenario, but my whole idea is to show that the more you the more you sit around in this corner and mope about what you have and don't have, you going that's just gonna be you. But if you find a way to just enjoy life at that moment, I think it'll become a more reoccurring thing. So that's how I find peace, just living life. Oh, indeed, I believe that too. Psalms, we don't call what we do here a camp or a church, or what we call it a church. We'll call it a body. I like to use the word community because it takes away. When you say community, it kind of puts you in the mindset of you building something. Black Wall Street wasn't a camp. Black Wall Street wasn't a church. It was a community of people looking to have one goal, and that's to not be in poverty. So that's how I look at it. I don't really like to use the term camp or church, but that's what we're doing. Exactly what we're doing. But my idea of the community, it allows you to go beyond of just playing church and stuff like that. A community, exactly. Like I say, Black Wall Street was a community of like-minded people who got who who duty was to help their people out. So if we kind of change our terms, man, and really focus on the mission, I think a lot more people would be happy. You can't make everybody happy, but a lot more people would be happy. Uh, Mike used to. Oh, what's up, Mike? What's good, bro? Oh man, everything good, man. This on here, uh, talking to the fam, trying to see, you know, well, basically just trying to let people know, man, how I operate, man, in this walk, man, of righteousness, trying to be a better person, and trying to be a better person and find peace. Indeed, man. Indeed, indeed. Good talking to you, bro. You gotta link up with me, man. If you got the PS4, link in with me. We be all over the place. Hold on. That's my gamer tag. John Boy 211. But somebody else said anything else? Yeah, I think community is the best way to look at it. And that way people can't be high minded in the like too high minded in the community because it's bigger than you. When you say, really this is the camping church, a camping church has uh uh that has a minimal leadership in it, and you kind of become a lord over the people. That's all you can do, man. Oh, you got an Xbox? Oh, you might well go ahead and log off. You're done for the day. Good night. Yeah, people kind of take that role when it's a camp or a church and feel like, they are kings, man. And that's not the case. It's no kings. We call each other kings because we want to uplift each other spiritually, but it's no kings. There's only one king, and that's how I look at it. Yeah, Mike, go ahead. Bye bye. Or trade it in for a PS4. Indeed, sister. So, like I say again, people coming in, man. It's a open forum for whoever want to talk about whatever they want to talk about. Um, you can ask me questions. I don't care, but just trying to find a avenue, man, where uh, everybody can just kind of talk and not have the you gonna have to, bro, but not have have to worry about people, shunning them away or whatever. Because a lot of times we can't say the things that we really want to say or really want to talk about without people saying, you got some agenda or something. I don't know. Oh, praises, family. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, man. You got me on the PS4? Okay. I'm gonna lock y'all in. I'm gonna lock you in. I'm gonna add you in, bro. And yeah, we get it in on the game all the time, man. Me and a couple brothers, we stay on there. And that's another way too, man. I'm just trying to build this community of people. They got the whole gaming community. I kind of tried to start up a gaming community with the brothers. It's not to not allow people who don't know that we Israel. Uh, I don't stop them from joining it, but just to get all the brothers who know they Israel, and have them link in with other brothers, and it's a good look, man. It's a good look. So that's all we doing today. Yesterday was more talking about the children. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Let's link in. All man, I want to link in with everybody. I want to link in with everybody. That's excellent. I want to be a part of that. Let me know when that's going down. So yeah, I'm just adding other people in. I'm just not really adding people in, but I'm just tagging people into the feed, into the video. I mean, So yeah, we just hanging out, man. I'm gonna bring back the wine and John once the summer end. And hopefully, man, I'll be transformed, man. I'm talking about I'm trying to turn into the Hawk, man. Nah, I don't want to be that big. Just want to be. I'm pretty solid now on the muscle side, but I got to get some of this weight off me. A lot of this weight off me. So and health, man. I want to get more. I'm getting more in tune with health and trying to be a lot more healthier. Oh yeah. Well, it was a lot, but uh, we was talking about how to be a better parent and really deal with your kids. I know that for me it came where I had to conversate with them individually and really see where their mind was at. A couple people had a couple questions. I tried my best, but I only can really speak on what I do here, and it's really talking to them and really helping them. And they're really helping me uh, understand them better. Because a lot of times, some kids you can yell at and they get it, but some kids you got to say, "Come here," and really ask them why they acting out. And I noticed that with my kids because that's how I was. I had mentioned that, uh, growing up, I was always like, man, if mom stopped yelling at me, man, and talk to me like this, then I can get it. But at the same time, when I thought about that, she wouldn't yell at me at first if I would have done it right away. So just me being a kid and me not liking being yelled at was the issue. But my mama tell you I wasn't a bad kid though. I'm a one. Yeah, you got to be like little children because they don't have nothing preconceived. They everything they doing, they trying to learn the best way right now. So I think we already got this understanding that we are making it to the kingdom, which is going to hinder us from getting there because we already got this plan laid out. Uh, that everything that we always got this idea already that everything we bring forth is 100% solid or at least 90% solid. Nobody think they 50% solid. uh, and that is going to stop us from learning the right thing to do because we already feel like we got the answers. Kids don't already feel like they got the answers. That's why they always asking questions. And I think we not asking questions anymore because either we feel like our elders telling us the 100% truth, or we feel like we teaching the 100% truth, and that's not the case. It never will be the case. Nobody has the 100% truth. That's why I say be like kids. Kids will ask you the same question a million times until it's really ringing in their head. But that's we have to be like that. We have to be, uh, uh, you know, innocent too, man. We got to be blameless. Uh, we can't. I think a lot of us already got it that we going to the kingdom. And where is the kingdom? You saying you going somewhere? To me, Shalom. You saying you going somewhere? To me, where is you going? Because the kingdom is in us. So I don't know where you're going to. We have to establish the kingdom. So that's how I look at it. Oh, you gotta get some sleep. Oh yeah, I appreciate that, sister. Go ahead, get you some sleep. I'm gonna try to come back on same time, 8 o'clock, 8:30 Eastern. What is that? A specific Pacific time? Pacific time? I don't know. Central? I don't know none of that. Eastern. So hold on one sec. I got a phone call. All right, and we're back. What'd you say? I grew up being told. The new Black Wall Street. What? I haven't heard about it. Well, I don't think it's going to be successful because we don't have we can't come to. It's too many people who are comfortable not being in Black Wall Street. So, uh, and now it's people who have invested. Hold on. It's people who have invested in this uh, system, and it's going to be a lot of people fighting against it. Because if you remember Black Wall Street was basically like its own country inside the country. We was trading with other countries, so that whole idea it won't work if uh, unless everybody I mean everybody has to be involved with that on that type of level. Now, if you're trying to just do a little community type of thing, that can be easily done. But a whole trying to reestablish that as a whole in this country ain't gonna happen. It's too many people relying on us not to be in Black Wall Street, which makes them rich. So any sign of that, it will be bombs dropped. That's just how I look at it because uh, just like then, it wasn't that, the whole story of some white woman or whatever the case. We know that wasn't the case. It was the fact that they were overcoming. We were establishing ourselves outside of these people, and and we did they couldn't get no pennies off of us. So yeah, no, that's going to be dead. Little communities, I think can happen because it's not going to be a big of an impact on society, but even a bunch of little Black Wall Streets is more feasible than one giant one, in my opinion. It's called Tulsa Real Estate Fund. I'm gonna check that out. I want to look into that. This Araya. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you get me on the game? I have to go in there and add people. Uh, oh yeah, man. What's up? Did you add me on there, Araya? Add me on there, bro, so I can make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that though. That's interesting, but I don't think it can't stand unless we got an army to come with it. If we got an army, then maybe. And that's another thing. That's what I'm saying. There's too many ideologies. There's too many people who invested into the system, and to invest in this system, you have to be a part of certain I don't want to call them cults because they are not cults, but you had to be part of certain clubs, and in these clubs you get a lot of benefits. So you're not going to uh, be in these clubs and talking about you're going to do a Black Wall Street, of course. So now, like I'm saying, we can do little Black Wall Streets, especially with the brothers and sisters, and have instead of little communities for ourselves, like the Amish do it. The Amish do it perfectly, and we can do something like that easily. They Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm back. Why it take you so long? All right. So yeah, man, if that's it, then that's it. So like I say, we open it up, talking. You want to vent, create you a burner account and talk your stuff, because we have to, get stuff off our chest. And if possible, man, if Martin Luther King and Malcolm X was able to, shake hands and agree on something uh solid and concrete, we would have found the most high in that, and we would have established something solid and strong.